Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about really the best way to approach weak points, because I think for all of us at any given time, none of us are ever balanced. None of us ever have the strength or the muscle that's proportionate where we want it, and if we did, then we would be in a great place. In my case, I feel like these days for me, things like my back, my posterior chain, my legs in general, all of that is really well developed. So if you look at the way I'm kind of balancing, at least at the time this video is made, balancing my training is very biased towards chest and triceps. Right? It's very biased towards chest and triceps because those are my weaker links. So accordingly, what do you see me doing? An average upper body workout. Actually, I pulled all of this from the last upper body workout I did before making this video. I did 5 sets of benching, 5 sets of incline, and 5 sets of pullovers. Now that is an enormous amount of volume, right? And normally I would tell most people, you wouldn't want to do that much volume for a given muscle. That is almost excessive. However, if your overall recovery can handle it, right? And you're dealing with your specific weak points, that's where we add an extra exercise. Because I would say that most of the time, your big basic movements will cover most stuff. Like in my case, my basic movements are squat, bench, deadlift, pull-up. Okay? Those are my staples. Those are the cornerstones of my training. And oftentimes, your core movements in your training are enough to build certain muscles to where they need zero extra attention. Like I have no doubt that like my glutes and my quads and my lats will stay big and always stay very advanced doing what I'm doing, right? With just those exercises. Other stuff, we look at and say, okay, most of us need a little arm work, or we need various things. So that's when you look at it and say, where do I need to add stuff? Because in my case, this same week, it's a standard lower. I do 5 sets of calves and be done with it. I don't do any extra calf work. I got big calves. That gives me 10 sets for calves a week. That's if we don't count the squats and stuff. Hey, I'm in a good place. If I did 10 sets of deadlifts in a week, yeah, my glutes, hamstrings are covered. So on and so forth. Okay? And it's the same with, like my lats. If I do 10 sets of weighted pull-ups in a week or really high rep body weight pull-ups plus my deadlifting, my lats are fine. Now, of course, I do curls because I need biceps. My biceps are probably right behind those other muscles in terms of weak links. But, you're doing 10 sets of curls every week in addition to my pull-ups. So where's my real work put? I do an extra exercise or two in there, okay? Because when you start looking at it, it's like really, because pullovers do hit chest. I have a ridiculous amount of chest volume. I have a ridiculous amount of tricep volume without doing a single extension. Why? Because pullovers work chest and they work triceps. Pullovers work a part of the tricep that the pressing doesn't hit as effectively. The net result is, again, a ridiculous amount of volume for those muscles. But I seem to be able to get away with it because recovery's on point, sleep's on point, nutrition's on point. Even though I'm cutting at this time, I'm putting in that much work because those are the weakest links. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to do that much. For some of you, it might be that your weakest links only need 15 to 20 sets a week. But you get that in the form of adding an extra exercise. Okay? Because this is a principle I've tried to give people that, look, you should probably have about 4 core exercises that are your staples. And then whatever you add beyond that needs to address weaker links. Now, obviously, if certain muscles are not getting work, you need something for them anyways. We could argue that calves may not be getting optimal stimulation from just squats. Although, squats probably do build your calves. So, all right, fine, do some calf raises, right? If you're doing pull-ups like I do instead of chin-ups because I want the extra back and rear delt and everything, you probably need some curls. Now, for some people, they're doing a bunch of chins every week. That might be all they need. So you got to look at the balance of your program. So one, we're picking extra exercises. Yes, you got to balance things, but two, you also have to look at where am I really weakest? Are my biceps, or are my pecs, or are my delts, or my quads? What is my weakest muscle? Okay, where are you imbalanced? Because we could make an argument that it would be pretty balanced training. You did some sort of chest press, a squat, a hip hinge, some sort of pull-up or row. That's pretty balanced. But our structures aren't balanced. Our genetics aren't balanced. We distribute muscle differently as different people. So even in fairly balanced training, you're going to have weak links come out. And that's where you add extra exercises. Because when you look at the stuff, what do my quads really get? Squats and deadlifts. That's fine. It's my glutes too. Right? If I had weak quads, I'd add another quad exercise. Maybe lunges, leg press. But in my case, it's pecs and triceps. And so I've really doubled down on that. Right? In that case, I've added a couple of extra exercises to really well round everything. Plus those pullovers help with my pull-ups and stuff. Really, they're a good complement to my pull-ups, but they also add another chest and tricep movement. Again, they address a lot of weak links for me. But, we could make the case of if my triceps and everything were just slightly lagging, then I would stop there. But in a case of someone like me, I feel that upper chest and I feel the whole tricep and everything needs more development. So I have an incline bench in there also. And that's why my volume is so crazy high. Because you take the incline out, I'd be at 20 sets for those muscles. Okay. And honestly, that might be enough for a lot of people, just benching and pullovers. Okay, that may be enough to develop those. But in my case, I have a very big strength disparity due to years of certain types of training and genetics and other stuff. So that's where we add the work. And that's what you have to assess. When people say, well, what do I do for weak point training? Well, you add exercises. Look, if your arms suck, add an arm exercise. If your chest sucks, add an extra chest exercise every week. That's where exercise variation and adding more movements becomes beneficial. Wherever you're weakest, you probably need more total stimulus and a higher variety of stimulus. And that's the idea. That's what we're doing here. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.